Hello and welcome back to the channel. Monika and I have made a huge mistake because we've ridden to the north of the island in Tenerife to Puerto de la Cruz. We left, it was about 29 degrees, it was really warm, it was flip-flop weather. We thought, oh, it'll be fine here. At least I'm so glad I've actually worn this. It's freezing, but I need a sweatshirt under this. I need almost thermals to be wearing because we were just there like vegetables like that on the bike. But now it's too late, we've got here, we're in the north of the island. It feels so different. Like, we know Tenerife, but for some reason, we just won't get into our heads that it could be a different temperature up in the north. So I'm dreading the ride back, but we're off to actually Monika's favourite town in the whole island, Puerto de la Cruz. Fun fact, just before we get there, it is one of the world's first ever tourist destinations from about the 1900s or something like that. Oh, actually, this is brand new. Let me unzip this, and I can't tell you how happy I am that I've actually got this on today. Pando Moto Sherpa jacket. It's really thin, it's really lightweight, but it is an insulated jacket, so it's warm, and I was pretty warm in this. If I had a sweatshirt under this, I'd have been completely fine, but it's a nice warm jacket. That's how it looks on the back. Good thing about this, for the ladies as well, this is unisex. So this is a large for me. I'm 6'1", 80 kilos, but it's exactly the same jacket for men and women. So just size it accordingly. Monika's tried it on. Looks really good on her as well, but she'd probably need small or medium, something like that. But that's a nice jacket. It's 249 euros. It doesn't come with any armor, but it's got universal sizing, so you can pretty much just put any armor in. I just put my D3O armor in, but I absolutely love it. And it's the kind of jacket that will age brilliantly and get better as it gets more worn in. So, jacket for life here. Let me just show you before we carry on, and sorry about the wind noise if it's bad. We're right on the coast here. In fact, it's good to have a look at this view because this is beautiful blue sky. You've got banana plantations just down there. And I love looking at all these houses. Look at these. They're growing loads of pumpkins there. They've got chickens there, pumpkins there. And they've got bananas right next to it. What a mix. Yeah. And that kind of sums up what it's like here because it feels a bit cold. It feels almost like England or Ireland at the moment. But then you've got palm trees just dotted around the place. And have a look at that. Pure Ireland. We could have been transported to Ireland over here. But here we are. And then let's come back over here, back in Tenerife again. Okay, it's about 8 to 10 minutes left. We actually need to get down to sea level because that's where Puerto de la Cruz is. When I get there, keeping my helmet on and visor down because it's so cold. I need to warm up and I'll be walking around, looking around the town like this. But we've got to hit the road and actually get a warm coffee. It's the first time we've said that in Tenerife. We need to stop and warm up with a coffee. wooden balconies everywhere, just like in that other old town in the south of Tenerife. And something I didn't think I'd see. Almost looks autumnal with all of these red leaves. I think they're just starting to turn, but we're close to a coffee shop. Let's get warmed up.
Mr. Director, I will do anything you want me to do. Hey, Mr. Director.
Well done, Monika. Good choice.
Anything for you. I can sing, I can dance, I can sing, I can dance, I can learn the smooth moves. I will do anything you ask me to do. Jump out on the stage, get locked up in a cage, direct.
While this is completely different to the touristy bits of Adeje and places like that in the south, which are guaranteed warmth, this place, Puerto de la Cruz, for those in the know, and I'm not saying I'm in the know because all I did is Google it, but apparently those people in the know, this is a really popular touristy area for still a large chunk of people, because you know, most people come because they want the guaranteed sun, so they'll go to the south where we are, but there's a big chunk of people also who choose this as their preferred spot in Tenerife. It's a bit of a struggle every time you go into the Luz in Tenerife or Spain, because I was going upstairs and there was someone behind me, and there are two doors on either side, one's man, one's woman's, and one of them, the picture is a moon, and the other, the picture's a sun. So I don't know where to go. I don't have enough time. One of the doors is closed, the other's open, there's someone behind me. I've got literally 3 seconds to make a choice, and then just at the very end I see tiny words saying La, just in the corner of one corner, and an L in the corner. Oh, L, I think that's man, quickly run in. And I was right. This looks delicious. €6.95. I think that's superb value for these. I think so far, I'll let you know at the end if I think otherwise, but I think the value of food here is better than the touristy areas down south. I thought there may be a bit more premium here, but no, it's better value. Just love these cobbled streets, and the fact that it's all pedestrianised means that it just kind of, it keeps it in a certain age. Like you have no idea how old these streets are when they stay pedestrianised, and all of the coffee shops and stuff, they can all have their tables just kind of casually placed outside and everyone can enjoy it without worrying about cars whizzing past. It really adds to, especially the old towns such as this, it really makes them much nicer places to be. Puerto de la Cruz was one of the world's first ever touristy destinations, and it was the Canaries' first ever tourist destination. And it was kind of a place where in the early 19th century all of the super wealthy people would go, and it was known as a really nice place to go on holiday. And I don't know, maybe these pictures would be around the time of the first ever bits of tourism here. Looks like it could be, like an old hotel there, and you can just get the impression of these wealthy foreigners coming over for their holidays and stuff like that. I think it was in the British Medical Society, I think it was. They first recommended in the early 19th century Puerto de la Cruz is a brilliant place to go on holiday, and since that article that they wrote, it started attracting lots of people to come here on holiday, and this was the first ever. So interesting. First spot for tourism in the Canaries. Completely forgot. We'll probably do this as a separate video maybe, but one watcher of the channel contacted me and he said, and this kind of just leads on that it was a really high-end place, is a really high-end place to go on holiday here. So a watcher of the channel contacted me and said in the mid-60s he was in a town, I think having some drinks in a monastery near here, probably only about 5 miles from here or so. And he was just walking into the front garden of the monastery, nice lawned area, and there having two, I think, mojitos, Sean Connery, James Bond, and Steve McQueen. We have to find that monastery and find that exact spot where they were. But it is, super high-end place. And of course, if you'd have seen them in the 60s, that would have been way before the real boom would have started down in the south part of Tenerife. You know, this, Puerto de la Cruz, is a touristy bit of Tenerife where you genuinely get the character, the heritage, and all of the history. You don't get that in the south because it's just all so new in the south, really. They only started building it in 70s, 80s, but here, so different, and it's so damn classy. Just look at this building, huge wooden doors, immaculately kept, beautiful old buildings. It's not super common in Tenerife to get the touristy areas with so much history. Oh, I love it. It's been a little bit cloudy, although it has just started clearing up. Although the sun's hidden away somewhere behind the clouds. It's also interesting. Different areas of Tenerife attract completely different people. All of the Brits are down in the south with all the warmth, but here, huge amount of Germans and Scandinavians. Not many Brits. Yeah, just me. Monika.
Oh, sorry.
I knew it though. Always bang on trend. There you go. That's what I said I love these guys. I'll just get a quick behind-the-scenes reality check of what Monika and I actually do when we go and explore these places. Mango. Car of the day. A few kind Spanish have let me know that the way number plates work in Spain is if it's got letters as the first digits in the number plate, then that means the vehicle was registered before the year 2000. And unlike the UK, you're not allowed to change the number plate in Spain. So this car was definitely first registered in Spain, of course, seeing the age before the year 2000, but it's been here, well, at least 21 years. I've never seen one in my life. Datsun 120Y. Let me know who's old enough to remember these on the street somewhere, wherever you are. I've never seen it. Datsun, obviously, Nissan now. That's a beauty, and in that colour as well. It's so nice. I mean, can you imagine? Let's just say it's a wild guess. This is a 1970s car. And again, it's a wild guess. It hasn't been restored. That's obviously a wild guess because I can see some blistering around and a little bit of blistering on the roof, but the condition of that. Imagine seeing this in this condition with this little rust, if it is original condition. Oh, the interior. Monika, come have a look at this interior. And it's that, how long's that roof rack been on there? What a beautiful little thing. That really all black interior, but so classy. They used to make them so classy, the interiors. Let me know. Who remembers it? Well, who remembers it full stop? Who's ever seen one? My guess is there can't be many of these left in Europe. It's perfect time to end. 45 minutes till the sun goes down. The temperature will drop, so Monika and I are desperately going to get back as quickly as possible. Thank you so much for coming along with us today. Please do give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know if you've ever seen one of these. We'll see you in the next one.